The last 24 hours of the wrestling world has been chaotic, and a lot of it has been coming from WWE and AEW. First, we're going to be talking about all these WWE releases that happened after SmackDown last night. And we're also going to be talking about AEW star that got fired and WWE, former WWE, signed with AEW. We're going to be talking about that and much more today on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the infamous Ultimate One, episode 231, and we have a lot to cover today, and we are live. So, if you guys have any question, any comments during this live stream, you're welcome to send them, and I'll try to answer them as best as possible. But a big story coming in today. For the podcast, I mean, even though this week we had a couple of stuff that we had in our channel, but let's talk about what happened last night after SmackDown. We heard reports, or this is before, some of them was before the SmackDown. We heard, first of all, that AOP, the Authors of Pain, got let go along with Paul Ellery. Right after that, we get a Twitter from Cedric Alexander talking about thank you for the 8.5 years, and I'll see ya in 90 days, which means he got let go. Then we had Sonya Deville report that Sonya Deville told WWE, I am not signing with you guys after my contract is up in a couple of weeks. WWE decided, well, you don't have to wait for a couple of weeks. We'll release you. And they released Sonya Deville. Also, who got released was Blair Davenport. She got let go also. But then, you're thinking about, okay, this is the only people that get let go. All right, but today, Saturday, we get that the Good Brothers got let go again. Now, the Good Brothers got let go back in 2020, and here we are in 2025, and they got let go again and whatnot. Hey, Matthew, how you doing? Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. So, also, Giovanni Da Vinci, he got let go. And then some other girl, I don't know, I don't not really follow her like that. I'll Swam, something like that. Anyway, so WWE has been letting people go. The question is, who else is next? Because I've been saying this for the last couple of months and whatnot. And it's funny because I was talking to my boy Mike about it. The WWE roster is bloated, just like AEW's roster was bloated a couple of years. It's still a little bloated. And WWE signing everybody, And it's come to a point where you're going to have to let go of stars. You're going to have to let go of people. Now, I'm going to go down the line of the people who got let go. So let's start off with Cedric Alexander. The reason I'm saying Cedric Alexander first, because Cedric Alexander was part of the Hurt Business. Okay. That's probably one of his best times and whatnot, who, when he was part of the Hurt Business, he won the tag team titles along with Shelton Benjamin, and probably was one of the biggest and best time he ever had. Yes, he was part of the Cruiserweight and whatnot. And pretty much, he won the title there for the WWE 205, for those who remember that. And he was champion there for a while. But then after he lost that, he wasn't really being used until they put him in the Hurt Business. Right after they broke up the Hurt Business, you did not see Cedric Alexander. He shows up again in NXT, he and there. It's crazy. Now, I'm seeing here Matthew Rodriguez saying that Albert Fry is next. He said he's feel bad, but Kay Lee Ray in AEW is the right choice. Okay, Lee Ray. I don't understand that one, but But NXT is bloated also. You got too many talent in there. I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of talent that you little by little, and NXT has a lot of stars. You got Jay, I think her name is Jay Parker. I could be wrong. You got Stephanie Vaquel in there. You got Julia. You got Roxanne Perez. Where are you going to put all these people now that you're talking about doing WWE Evolve, which I spoke about it this week. I think it was Tuesday when I did a video about that. So now Cedric Alexander, could he be heading to AEW? And can he be? Because right now, if you look at it, the Hurt Syndicate, right, is 3 guys, which is MVP, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, right? Now I keep saying to myself, who's going to be the 4th member? Now I remember when they kind of bully Ricochet and whatnot, and MVP told Ricochet, he doesn't like kiss ass. He said, you got to be sure that you're out here hurting people. The storyline between him and Swerve is getting to that point where he is probably going to be part of the Hurt Syndicate. But with this release of Cedric Alexander, who was one of the originals of the Hurt business, okay, this could be that in 3 months from now, down maybe in May, we could see Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley, MVP rejoin with Cedric Alexander. We could see that happening. That I could see it happening. And, you can't, if that happens, that's going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But they really didn't use Cedric Alexander to his best of his ability, because Cedric Alexander is a good wrestler. They just, WWE, they favor who they want to favor. You know what I'm saying? So the next one is what caught me off guard was the Sonya Deville. Now, Sonya Deville had said, she had told WWE that she was not going to sign once her contract is over. WWE decided, well, if you're not going to sign the contract, then guess what? We can release you. The crazy is that, Sonya Deville right now, she wasn't used properly either. They had her in a faction along with Joey Starks and Shayna Baszler. And, there were a bunch of bully girls, whatever the case with me. But Sonya Deville is another girl who has been there forever. She's been wrestling for WWE, God knows for how many, 8, 9 years. Did not win a title. Okay. And it's not like she can't wrestle, but she could wrestle. So all the favorites, this is what I talk about WWE. They only do things with their favorites. And Sonya Deville right now was, doing her thing, and she probably got tired. She said, I'm not signing. Why am I signing with WWE again when I'm not being pushed? I'm not being put in TV like I'm supposed to. I'm part of a group. So they let her go. So, to me, it's like that's... Now, where will she land at? She could land in TNA, but then again, why would you land in TNA when TNA has a business relationship with WWE? Makes no sense. Do I see her in AEW? I don't think so. Why would you have her there? AEW still needs to fix their women's division. You know what I'm saying? You're going to add another woman in there? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know where I see her going, but it's crazy. Now, Blair Davenport and whatnot. Blair Davenport was another girl that I was not too happy when she first signed with WWE for NXT. They wasted her talent down NXT for years. They didn't push her up all the way. They didn't push her the way they were supposed to until now when they pulled up to the main roster. She competed, I think, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I could be wrong. But she was part of that. They didn't do anything with her. They didn't put a belt around her. She was just, a talent that, I feel that she's pretty good. Now, the woman I seen the wrestle in Rep Pro, she was wrestle, I think, in Stardom also. So I can see her going back to Rep Pro, and I can see her going back to Stardom. You know what I'm saying? Why not? Just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy that they wasted so many years of her talent in NXT, and then when they pushed her up here to the main roster, they let her go. I mean, I really don't understand that. I really don't understand that. The AOPs, okay? AOP, the Authors of Pain, when they first came back, I said to myself, why are they back? These guys are big dudes, and I mean, their best time was when they were in NXT, and they were feuding with FTR and feuding all these people, all these tag teams back in when it was a real black and gold, the brand that Triple H ran, and one night McMahon tried to destroy it. AOP they were doing their stuff back then, but they were always known for getting hurt all the time. So it was just crazy, you know. The Final Testament, where are they going to go? I mean, it's bad. Look, and most of you guys who are right now in the chat could agree with me or disagree with me. Karrion Kross had been pure, they haven't done jack doodle with him. Okay. The minute I saw him lose to Jeff Hardy while he was the NXT champion, you know what I'm saying? And they brought him up to the main roster and feuded with Drew McIntyre in the cage, and they didn't do nothing. I knew his career was gone. You know what I'm saying? That's why, in a way, I felt like they could have put him. He could have went to AEW, but he chose WWE. If he would have went to the AEW when AEW was, good, not the way they are now. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I don't know what they're gonna do because what's gonna happen to Karrion Kross? The Final Testament are over with. That was the Final Testament. AOP getting released. That's the Final Testament. So Brooke said AOP was just terrible booking, man, as well as injuries. Yes. Those are big guys. They're big guys. They don't move very well in the ring. They're just all about strength or throwing people around. But I never was crazy about them. You know what I'm saying? But if you brought them back, and then you're not really going to do nothing, put them in a faction, and then you're feeling with the Wyatt Sick. You know what I'm saying? That's another group that I felt like they just using that group for the heck of Bray Wyatt. They will never be like the Wyatt family. Ever, never, ever. They will never be in that category. The Wyatt family was something special. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's right. And John, you're saying they're getting rid of bad talent. I don't think there's bad talent. It's just there's no space. There's nowhere to put them. They always pushing the same guys, the Seth Rollins, the Charlotte Flairs, the Roman Reigns, the Solo Sikoas. They're pushing everybody except the people that they got in the back doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're not really doing nothing with them. Then, so I just broke the where AOP before I go to the next person who got let go. The AOP, where do they go? I don't know. I can't see them in TNA. They're too big and they don't fit in the whole thing. It's I don't know. I don't know where they go from here. Maybe they retire. Who the hell knows? You know what I'm saying? Because these guys are always getting hurt. Paul Ellering, I think he's done with wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that they put Paul Ellering with AOP, that's like a slap to the face. That man should have never managed no other tag team. He was known for the Road Warriors, and that's it. AOP to New Japan? I don't know. Because the AOP go to New Japan, remember, New Japan has that strong style. And remember, I just finished saying these guys get hurt. So can they deal with that type of punishment? That's to remain to be seen. You know what I'm saying? They say get rid of Sonya Deville doesn't help Shayna Baszler and the other one. You're right. You're right, John. It doesn't help them at all. Because now what happens to Sonya Deville? To Shayna Baszler and Joey Stark. Are they still going to be called, what is it? They need a Pure Faction Collective? You know what I'm saying? The Pure Fusion or whatever the hell the name is. It's just crazy. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. But here's something that you guys may be interested in. And going to be my reaction to this was the Good Brothers getting let go. Now, the Good Brothers got let go back in 2020 during the COVID. Still remember the date. It was April 15, 2020, when they got rid of the original members of Bullet Club, which is the Good Brothers. The Good Brothers went to Japan. They went to AEW, and they had a nice little storyline going. They went to TNA. They were doing all this. And for some untold reason, they decided to go back to TNA. I'm sorry, not to TNA, to WWE. I don't know why. And now they were just not doing anything. They tried to bring back the OCs, which they tried to. They even ended up putting Meeching as part of supposedly that original club, throwing Bullet Club signs or whatever. But my thing is, they probably didn't really care for the simple reason they're getting paid. They're all about money. They always said it. They're all about money. And they knew they probably wasn't going to be used. The tag team division in WWE is not better than AEW. That's one thing I'll tell you right now. You could make WWE may have a couple of tag teams that are pretty good, but they're not as stacked as AEW. Even though AEW has suffered from tag team for a while. I mean, they weren't like the way it was 2019. But my question is why they went over there if they were going to be used and they're going to be in catering, just collecting a check. You know what I'm saying? Nothing wrong with collecting a check and not doing jack, but come on. That means you don't really like entertaining the people. I mean, I don't think the Good Brothers, they could go anywhere. They could probably, and not for nothing. Now, here's the storyline, and here's the booking that I want to put out there. Now, you know right now that Jay White is now in AEW. Could we see, since they threw out the Bullet Club Go, why not bring the Good Brothers who were the original members of Bullet Club and create Bullet Club Go? Therefore, you could start something with New Japan with the War Dogs over there. I mean, they've been teasing this for almost 3-4 years already. Let's make it happen. Let's make Bullet Club Go versus the Bullet Club War Dogs and make it happen. You know, and now with AJ Styles back, you know, I mean, AJ Styles. I mean, I don't know how long he's gonna last because he keeps getting hurt. So I don't understand that part. You know, for them to getting rid of the Good Brothers, that AJ's back. So now with AJ is back in the fold. I mean, how much time he got? You know what I'm saying? You know, but if you got the Good Brothers and they're gonna come to AEW, let's see the Bullet Club Go with Jay White and whatnot and the Guns against, you know, the Bullet Club War Dogs. You know what I'm saying? It would be a beautiful storyline between New Japan and AEW. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I'm saying? Just throwing it out there. You know, it could happen. You know what I'm saying? So the other guy who got let go was Giovanni Da Vinci, who used to be part of the Imperium. You know, him, I'm kind of feel bad because I remember one match he had with Luther Kaiser in a tag team and he got injured. When he got injured, he came back repackaged, right? And when he came back repackaged, his first match as a repackaged wrestler, I forgot who he lost to, but he lost to someone in 4 seconds. And in my head, I'm saying, why would WWE do that? Repackage a wrestler, make him come back as someone else in SmackDown, and then gets pinned in 4 seconds. Now, Giovanni Da Vinci, I don't know where he could go. He could come to AEW or Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys like AOP could go to Ring of Honor, maybe not. I mean, I don't think I won't have them in Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor is probably mostly young wrestlers and shit, and you got some AEW wrestlers that go there here and there, but I can see Giovanni Da Vinci going to Ring of Honor or AEW or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Now my thing is, you know, I think I pretty much broke down everybody that has been let go as of today. I don't know why they did this. Is it because the roster is bloated? And and if you think about it, correct me guys if I'm wrong, ain't SmackDown a 3-hour show? You know what I'm saying? Ain't WWE Raw, because they ain't Netflix now, it's almost a 3-hour show? Why are you not using some of these guys? You know what I'm saying? Why you wasn't putting them in matches? You know what I'm saying? You put them in Saturday Night Main Event this is when before Saturday Night Main Event used to come on Channel 4 or whatever. Why are you not putting these people to wrestle? So what's the point of you getting, and it looks like WWE just picking up anybody, whatever, just to annoy AEW. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you pick them up and you're not doing nothing. You're just like keeping them. It's like grabbing, I'm going to grab this guy and you're not going to keep it. It's like playing fantasy basketball and you grab a guy that you like and whatnot, and he gets hurt, but you don't let it go in the roster. You keep him. That's what they're doing. That's what WWE does. You know what I'm saying? But this was shocking to me last night. The fact that all this thing happened and whatnot. But do I think Vinci is good for AEW? And does Vinci returns to Italy and does the Indies there and the Indies in Europe? You know what Vinci could go to? I could see him in Red Pro and whatnot in England. You know what I'm saying? He could come to AEW. Again, he could be in Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying? They could keep him there. Or he could go to Red Pro, wrestle over there. He could go to Japan. You know what I'm saying? And go over there. You know what I'm saying? But again, right now, both AEW and both WWE, their roster is bloated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, every time I hear that AEW is want to sign somebody, I get pissed off because I'm like, why are you signing anybody? You know what I'm saying? And talking about signing, we're going to be talking about AEW. But before I do that, guys, if you want to keep following me, follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, and the X, of course. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. So don't forget that. But let's move on here. Let's talk about what another news that came in from AEW this time. So back in January 17, Bear Boulder, who was part of the Iron Savages, before that they were known as Bear Country, supposedly he got into a domestic violence and whatnot with his girlfriend. According to police report, they were saying that he pretty much assaulted his girlfriend. Supposedly she allegedly claims that he put his foot on her throat and she couldn't breathe. And this was pretty much hidden for almost close to a month. Now people were like, "Oh my God!" They hit everything from the fans and this and this and that. That's the best thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Hide it from the fans, because then the fans sometimes they get on Twitter, they start saying stupid shit, and like they know the wrestler's life. But anyway, Bear Boulder got fired by AEW, so he's gone. Now I don't know what's gonna happen to the Iron Savages, but the fact that my man was put his hand on a woman, to me, that's straight up pussy. Straight up, I'm saying it right out. You're a punk if you put your hands on a woman. You know what I'm saying? So he got let go and whatnot. So, when I first heard this, I'm like, the way somebody else titled it, AEW star, gets fired. Make it look up for you to click. And when I read it, I was like, come on, this guy's pretty much a jobber. But what he did was wrong. Does it hurt AEW? Not really. Because AEW right now, they did what the right thing to do. They didn't let the fans know this was happening. They did this behind the scene. No one really, knew about this thing going on. And now, so they decided, well, you know what? You did this, you got charged. Now guess what? We're firing you. And they fired him, So, I mean, it's crazy, so there's not much I can say. It's good that he got fired, to be honest, because you don't put your hands on a woman. I mean, it is what it is. Before I continue here, somebody asked me about the Mariah May. Let me go back here. There he goes. It said, Matthew Rodriguez said, what do I think will happen to Mariah May after Grand Slam Australia and after the feud with Tony ends? Do you think Mariah gets lost in the shuffle? I don't think so. I don't think so. I could see her, Mariah May, let's say she loses the belt which I think she is going to lose the belt to to Toni Storm. I see her going after Mercedes Moné. That's the match I want to see. I want, I've been wanting to see that, yeah, that's what I see. I see her going after Mercedes Moné for that belt. Mercedes Moné is, I don't know what Tony Khan is doing. I think he's using her to promote his AEW stars or whatever he's doing. I don't know. That's what I see. But I don't see her getting lost in the shuffle. Mariah May has made an impact on that woman's division, and she's one chick that you can't take not serious. I mean, a woman's wrestling stardom. Any female that wrestles in stardom is no joke. I'll tell you that right now. Toni Storm is proof. You know what I'm saying? Julia in NXT is proof. Stephanie Vaquel is proof. These girls from stardom are no joke. You know what I'm saying? So, he also asked funny question. What female wrestler from AEW is perfect to do in lines with or Valley with Vinci? I don't know. I don't see anybody there that could just do the thing. Also, Brooks said that he hopes that, let me put it up here. Crazy Chris, how would you book reunion with Sammy and KO at the Rumble 2023 with Tony Storm and Mariah Man, like a 2 or 3 years good feel moment? I don't know, because I mean we can't we can't how you call it? We can't predict that because things happen with wrestlers. They leave 2 to 3 years from now. We don't even know Tony Storm or Mariah May is going to be in AEW. With things that the way 2025 has been, never know. Now Brooke, I just hope he says he just hope that WWE doesn't drop the ball with Penta and hope Phoenix get to him soon. I mean, Ray Phoenix talking about him. Ray Phoenix, I know for a fact Ray Phoenix said that he's doing projects, whatever, and I guess Tony Khan has him hostage because he doesn't want to release him, but he's gonna have to release him sooner or later. So, that's who knows, what happens. So, also in AEW, Elias, yes, that Elias signed with AEW but on the Ring of Honor brand. So now he is part of the Righteous. Now, Tony Khan made a great move here, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Elias fit perfectly with the Righteous. Now, if you guys never seen the Righteous, go online on YouTube, check out their matches, the Ring of Honor. I like the Righteous. You know what I'm saying? They're a good tag team. They were one time a 6-man tag in the Ring of Honor. I forgot who was their third partner, but the Righteous fit perfectly for Elias. Elias right now, if they're starting him over Ring of Honor, then, who knows? Maybe down the line, that threesome could go to AEW and go for the, the trios titles that has not been defended by the Death Riders and whatnot. That who Claudio, Pac, and Yuta has those belts. So pretty much they got hostage of those belts plus the world title and whatnot. So, but I can see the Righteous coming to AEW sooner or later. Who knows? So we'll see what happens. Mackenzie Johnson says Blair Davenport deserves better. She has so much potential to be a breakout star. She has the looks, the charm, the charisma, the personality, attitude. Hey, listen, I agree with you because when I used to see her, I see her in Stardom and Rep Pro, she was doing her stuff. And the last time I saw Davenport was, I know she was dating Will Ospreay at that time, and they had the breakup when Ospreay was being, I think at that time he was the New Japan champion, pro wrestling, the IWGP champion. That was the last time I saw her. Then when I heard that she signed with WWE, I was a little annoyed because I remember Davenport showed up at AEW one time and had a wrestling match with what's her name? Oh my God. The doctor, Britt Baker. They had a match, and then she was gone. She went to WWE, and she was in WWE, but she has to be in WWE for 5 or 6 years, and they didn't do anything with her. Maybe she probably was part of storylines or whatever, but anything that she was close to a title was the tournament that she was in. Other than that, you see what was the results? She got let go. So, again, I always ask. That's why Deonna Purrazzo, even though Deonna Purrazzo, they've been word that she's not happy with AEW because they're not using her like they're supposed to. But Deonna Purrazzo was another one when they WWE decided to bring her in for NXT and whatnot. When she left Ring of Honor, they didn't do nothing with her. She left. She went to TNA, became the Knockouts champion like twice or 3 times, plus the Reinas. Well, champion AAA became the second Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, after she beat Roxy, who's now Roxanne Perez, so that goes to show you that sometimes, WWE doesn't do, they don't push the females that they feel that might not be, you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that Roxanne Perez been pushed. And the only reason Roxanne Perez is being pushed like this, and most of you may not agree, but it's because of Booker T. Booker T, it's in the good graces of WWE, so they're gonna push her. Don't get me wrong, I love Roxanne Perez because I used to be a big fan of hers as Roxy in Ring of Honor when she was only 19 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's crazy that people, I don't know, wrestlers being used, WWE, and then when it comes to the women's division in the main roster. If your name is not Charlotte Flair and whatnot, you're not getting booked. And people are talking about, Charlotte Flair is the best. No, she's not. Charlotte Flair, the only reason Charlotte Flair has been pushed because of the last name, Flair. Okay? Other than that, she tries to do a babyface promo. She's still getting booed. People don't care. And then she had the nerve to say people love to hate her, this and that. I'm like, come on, stop it. You know what I'm saying? I read something here. What's this? Matthew, Tony Khan, please, for the love of God, don't use Ezekiel in AEW. That will be insane, but don't say it. Nah, they can't use that. That's a WWE trademark. You can't use that. You know what I'm saying? Do I think that Charlotte deserved to win the run? No. Straight up, no way. Because now, you guys let me know if you agree with me or not. But let's be realistic. The women's Royal Rumble this past year started off very, very slow. Okay, and whatnot. So, Io Scott could have won it. She could have won it, but I don't think they're pushing Io Scott like they used to. But in reality, if you think about it, right? The minute I saw Charlotte Flair, as a matter of fact, even before the Rumble, the minute they promoted a Charlotte Flair promo with her talking about she was coming back, you already knew that the woman was going to win the Rumble. Okay? Jordynne Grace, I mean, if you think about it, the whole Rumble, there was not even one storyline that was produced through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you see it and whatnot, you had to wait. And then she came when Charlotte Flair came in, she took out like about 6 or 7 women out of the damn ring, and she made the division look bad. I'm sorry, but she made the division look bad. You know what I'm saying? And then they left Roxanne Perez in there, and with Charlotte and whatnot, which is a good thing for Roxanne because she stood there all the way toward the end. But how did that help Roxanne Perez with Charlotte Flair winning it? I mean, some notoriety, I don't know if I said the word right, whatever. We're live. Fuck it. But, and yes, 10 years of Charlotte Flair, and for anybody to say that she's the greatest of them all, nah, she's not. No. Come on. They were giving the belt to her back and forth. I remember when Mercedes Moné, when she was Sasha Banks, she beat Charlotte, and she was only told she only held the belt for 1 month because Charlotte took it back. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Charlotte's Flair gimmick is stale. The woman comes back with so much surgery in her face and everything. It's just, I'm not too crazy about it. But, we'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, this was shocking. All the releases by WWE, the Bear Boulder fire. I mean, and then the Elias signing all in one day, 24 hours. It was crazy. So let me know what you guys think about this. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't know. It's crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy last 24 hours, and it's still going to continue. Who knows what's going to be next? But if somebody else gets fired or somebody gets let go, I'll definitely get back here, jump on the channel, and give you my thoughts on it and whatnot. But I want to appreciate everybody who is online right now and whatnot. I appreciate it. If you guys have not, subscribe to the channel, and support the podcast. Also, I do have a podcast store if you guys are interested. I got t-shirts, hats, hoodie. You go to tcwr.veryimpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryimpressive.com. Let me know if you like the shirts, the hats, the hoodies there, and you could really support the podcast. I will gladly appreciate it and whatnot. So let me know what you think. Also follow me on social media. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the X, which is now Twitter. And this podcast is part of the Joners Podcasting Network. So if you guys want to follow them, Wrestling with Joners, they got a bunch of podcasters in there and whatnot. So, pretty much support them and whatnot. Okay, what we got here? Let's select what John said. The WWE sometimes prioritize giving spotlights to already popular wrestlers, limiting opportunities for newer talent to break through. That's what they always done. They always done this. This is not new. They do this all the time. If you think about it, why you think Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins has always been on top? Those guys could leave for 3 or 4 months and they come back. So they knock anybody who's in the top during that time. You know what I'm saying? So, also Matthew Rodriguez says, what do I think will be a big signing for AEW this 2025? They don't have to sign anybody else. Let's be realistic. They don't need to sign anybody else because, they already got everybody. They got Ospreay, they got Okada, they got Jay White, they got who else they got? They got MJF. They got a nice roster. They got a decent roster, but it's all about how you book your matches, how you tell your storylines. So it's crazy. It's really crazy because it's up to Tony Khan. You know what I'm saying? And I think that behind the scenes, they have Tony Khan, Chris Jericho, and Moxley doing all these things together. You know what I'm saying? And right now, the one thing I can say that I will not be surprised if Cedric Alexander in May shows up at AEW and becomes the newest member for the Hurt Syndicate. I see that happening. And who knows? You know what I'm saying? We'll see. It can't be in Revolution because that's not the 90-day clause. But what I would think, especially with this Death Rider thing going on, they need to, because John Moxley did an interview with Renee Paquette, which is his wife, and he talked about how he wants to create more John Moxleys in AEW. Now, the thing I think is hurting AEW the most is that AEW World Title has not been seen in over 6 months. Well, actually, no, 5 months. You cannot have the AEW World Title not being on TV because anybody who's new and sees it, they'll be like, okay, who's the world champion? They may see Takeshita as with a belt, it said AEW International, that's the world champion. Or they see Daniel Garcia with the TBS title, he's the world champion. So I think they're hurting themselves with that and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. So that's it for me, guys, today. Again, I want to, thanks to everybody who was online checking this out. Let me know what you think. Leave me your comments and your thoughts. I will appreciate it. Until then, guys, I will see you guys during the week. If there's any more releases or whatever, but let me know what you think. And, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms. And I will be with you guys again very, very soon.